Magic has fascinated audiences for centuries, offering a blend of wonder, surprise, and intrigue. From grand illusions performed on big stages to simple tricks executed up close, the art of magic captivates with its ability to make the impossible seem possible. At its core, magic relies on a combination of skillful manipulation, psychological misdirection, and clever use of props to deceive the senses and create breathtaking illusions. While magicians often guard their secrets closely, the methods behind many classic tricks can be understood with a bit of insight into their techniques. Here, we'll explore 7 popular magic tricks and reveal the clever methods behind them. Vanishing the Statue of Liberty. On live TV in 1983 in front of millions of people watching from home and a couple dozen in person, no one could tell how David Copperfield made a 310-foot, 225-pound copper statue vanish. Now, however, we finally know. So how did he do it? It's all in the setup. In the trick, Copperfield raised a sheet in front of the statue, and when he dropped it, Lady Liberty was gone. However, she was actually just hidden behind one of the towers that held the sheet up. David moved the platform everyone was on, using loud music so the audience wouldn't know or feel the shift. The move changed their perspective so that the statue went behind the tower. In fact, if you watch the radar machine next to David as he is making the statue disappear, you can see a glare appear because at that point, the stage is moving. As for the radar screen and the empty Statue of Liberty platform, those were just props. The radar was rigged, and the magician set up a separate platform with matching lights to make it seem like the statue was gone. It's all a pretty simple solution, but in 1983, the entire world had no idea how he did it. Levitation. Many questions plague people's mind when they are out and about, but few are more puzzling than how floating street performers stay floating. You may often find yourself thinking about it at the most random of times. It may keep you awake at night. It is one of life's big mysteries. But here we are, about to lift the lid on the secrets of floating street performers who always gather the most obnoxious of crowds who make getting from A to B all the more stressful. It is quite a long-winded trick in order to gather the crowds. First, the street performer needs to build a kind of mechanism by which they are grounded. Usually when you see them, you cannot see the ground under them. They are covering it with boxes or a rug. There is something hidden under the rug that balances them, a base plate. Also, you will notice that they are usually wearing a lot of clothes, larger or loose clothes that could have something hidden underneath. You need to think about where the center of gravity is. The person is, of course, not balancing on one hand. The street performer dazzling the crowds with their levitating trick is usually sitting or standing on a seat or plates. The base, under the rug, is connected to whatever they are sitting on through steel rods. You will have noticed they are always resting their hand on something. It comes through here. Think about what is under their clothes and how everything is connected. Spoon bending. Spoon bending tricks have long been a powerful tool in the magician's arsenal, capturing the imagination and wonder of spectators. At its core, spoon bending offers a puzzle that teases the boundary between what we perceive and what actually happens. The trick often hinges on a blend of unseen physical moves and cleverly applied psychological illusion techniques. The cornerstone of any great spoon bending performance lies in physical sleight of hand. This technique involves the precise manipulation of the spoon that remains unseen by the audience. Skilled magicians use subtle hand movements and positioning to create the illusion of bending. By doing this, performers make it seem as though the spoon is warping under minimal effort. While one hand appears to be bending the spoon, the other hand might be involved in a seemingly unrelated action that captures the audience's attention. This calculated distraction ensures that the real secret behind the bending action remains concealed. Effective audience misdirection techniques can involve engaging stories, humorous commentary, or dramatic gestures, all designed to keep eyes off the actual trick and on the magician's performance. Swallowing razor blades. The magician shows several sharp razor blades and proceeds to place them into their mouth, seemingly swallowing them. They then follow this by swallowing a length of thread. After a moment of suspense, the magician pulls the thread back out of their mouth, and it appears that the razor blades are threaded onto it. This illusion relies on a combination of sleight of hand, preparation, and misdirection. Here's how it typically works. Before the performance, the magician prepares a set of duplicate razor blades. Some of these blades are real, while others are dulled or gimmicked, such as being split or hollowed out to make them less dangerous. The magician palms the real or dulled blades while pretending to place them into their mouth. Palming is a technique where the magician skillfully conceals an object in their hand, unseen by the audience. As the magician appears to place the blades into their mouth, they actually switch the real blades with a set of pre-threaded blades. The pre-threaded blades are hidden in the magician's mouth or another secret location, such as in a thumb tip or a small holder attached to the magician's body. The magician then pretends to swallow a length of thread. In reality, the pre-threaded blades are already in place. The magician discreetly takes hold of the pre-threaded blades in their mouth and slowly pulls the thread, revealing the blades strung onto it. Signed card through glass. The signed card through glass trick is a stunning illusion where a spectator's signed card appears to pass through a solid pane of glass. This trick combines sleight of hand, misdirection, and clever use of props to create a seemingly impossible effect. Here's a detailed explanation of how magicians typically perform and reveal the secrets behind this trick. The magician asks a spectator to select a card from a deck and sign it. This card is then returned to the deck. The magician shuffles the deck and then throws it towards a glass window or door. Miraculously, the signed card appears stuck to the opposite side of the glass. The magician has a duplicate of the spectator's card, which is placed on the opposite side of the glass in advance. This duplicate card is typically fixed to the glass using a small piece of transparent tape or a suction cup. The magician uses a card force to ensure that the spectator selects a specific card that matches the duplicate already in place. The magician then controls the card's return to the deck and keeps track of it. During the performance, the magician switches the signed card with another card using sleight of hand. The signed card is palmed or hidden while a random card is thrown at the glass. Misdirection is crucial throughout the trick. The magician uses gestures, patter, and movements to direct the audience's attention away from the actual method and towards the illusion. At its core, the zigzag girl involves an assistant stepping into an upright cabinet, only to be seemingly divided into 3 parts by large metal blades. The magician then appears to displace the middle section of the cabinet, creating the illusion of a disjointed assistant. The cabinet is specially designed to allow the assistant to contort their body. The compartments are deeper than they appear, providing enough space for the assistant to move. The front doors are split into 3 sections, with the middle section capable of sliding horizontally. As the doors are closed, the assistant contorts their body into one of the side sections of the cabinet. Typically, they shift to one side and curl up, leaving the middle section empty. The assistant's hands, head, and feet remain in their designated compartments, but the rest of their body is concealed in the deeper side sections. The blades are inserted through the cabinet slots. These slots are positioned to slide past the assistant's contorted body without actually touching them. When the magician slides the middle section of the cabinet, they are moving an empty compartment. The assistant remains safely hidden in the side sections. From the audience's perspective, it appears as though the middle section, containing part of the assistant's body, has been shifted out of alignment. The magician slides the middle section back into place and removes the blades. The assistant then uncurls and returns to a standing position within the cabinet. When the doors are opened, the assistant steps out, appearing completely unharmed. Torn Man. The torn man holding his legs trick is a visually astonishing illusion where a performer appears to be split in half, holding their own legs separately from their upper body. Here's a detailed explanation of how this trick is typically performed and the secrets behind it. The performer wears the special costume, which includes hidden compartments or false parts to conceal their real legs. Fake legs are prepared, either attached to a harness or manipulated by an assistant. The performer stands in a way that conceals their real legs, often behind a prop or within the costume. The fake legs are positioned in a way that the performer can appear to hold them. The performer uses precise choreography to manipulate the fake legs, making it appear as though their body is split. The performer smoothly transitions to reattaching their legs, often using misdirection to divert attention during critical moments. The fake legs are hidden or removed, and the performer reveals their intact body. By the way, if you know any more magician secrets, tell me in the comments.